Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, can the Lakers regain their championship swagger versus the Dallas Mavericks on Christmas Day? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. And also check out our Dreamerspro Podcast, which we have linked in the description below. Also be on the lookout for our Dreamerspro Premium platform that we're launching in the first week of January, which we're super hype about. And Dreamerspro.com, our website, finally, which we're going to be launching next month. We got so many great things planned for the coming year, and that's something I think you guys are going to enjoy our website. Anyway, so be on the lookout for those things, and we'll definitely keep you guys posted. So let me get into this topic right here. Now, as I said in a previous video, that there's so many games happening on Christmas Day, right? So many games happening on Christmas Day, and you can only choose from a select few. We're covering the Clippers versus Nuggets game. We're going to cover this game, and then we may cover another game. Who knows? But we're going to, I figured let's do a prediction on this particular game because I think this is going to be one of the intriguing matchups because some people out there, or a good amount of people out there, have picked Luka Doncic to go out there and win the regular season MVP award this year because of the numbers that he put up, because of the momentum that the Dallas Mavericks have going into the playoffs last year. And some people feel like there's going to be a continuation of that, and it could very well be the case. Max Kellerman, for example, believes that the Dallas Mavericks are going to be the number one threat to the Lakers this season. So that seems to be his opinion. So that means he must be taking the Dallas Mavericks and these guys very, very, very seriously. So I said, okay, this would be an interesting game. Let me just go ahead and cover it. So let's talk about the Lakers last season and their championship run. The Lakers led the Western Conference as the number one seed from wire to wire. From the beginning of the season to the end of the season, they had the number one record in the Western Conference, which is pretty impressive, right? So that was one thing it seemed like they wanted to go out there and do and make a statement that, listen, we can go out there and grab the number one seed and hold on to it for the entire season. Now, if we look at LeBron James's production, I mean, I don't need to go over LeBron's career accomplishments. All of you guys are fully aware of that. So let's just focus on his production last year. The guy's had a very long career. So let's look at his numbers last year in the regular season, right? In the regular season, LeBron averaged 25.5 points per game. He got you 1.2 steals, which is pretty impressive. He got you 10.2 assists, which led the league. He led the league in assists. He got you 7.8 rebounds. He shot 69%. Let's be kind. He shot 70% from the free throw line. He shot 35% from the three-point line, which is pretty good. And he shot 49% from the field, playing 35 minutes or 34 and a half minutes per game, right? He did all of that. In the playoffs, he did very good as well. His production went up. He averaged 27.6 points per game, which is what I expect from LeBron. 1.2 steals, 8.8 rebounds, 8.8 assists, 10.8 rebounds. He shot 72% from the free throw line, so his free throw percentage went up. 37% from the three and 56% from the floor. So LeBron actually took his productivity up in the playoffs, but this is not a surprise. You're talking about a top 10, top 5 NBA player in the history of the NBA. If I gave you guys my top 5 players right now, for example, LeBron is in there. So I got Jordan, Kareem, Kobe, and LeBron, and then we can go into the rest of it. So LeBron is in my top 5. He's in my top 5, right? He's definitely up there, and he's a great player. So I'm not surprised by those numbers. Now, if we look at his running mate last season, Anthony Davis, on the other hand, AD also had a very solid season, and one could have made an argument that Anthony Davis could have won the regular season MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year. Literally, watch when I read you his numbers. So last season, the guy averaged 26 points per game, right? Nothing, I mean, that's pretty easy for him. 2.3 blocks, 1.5 steal. That right there alone, man. Like, how many players in the NBA are putting up those type of, I don't even have to continue, right? But let's continue. 2.2 assists, what is it? Yeah, no, excuse me. He got you 3.2 assists, 9.3 rebounds, shot 85% from the free throw line, 33% is a power forward from the three-point line, and 50% from the field. That's AD for you, right? In the playoffs, he continued. 27.7 points per game, 1.4 blocks, 1.2 steals, 3.5 assists, 9.7 rebounds, 82% from the 83% from the free throw line, 38% as a power forward from the three-point line, and 57% from the field. And we all remember the walk-off shot that he hit against the Denver Nuggets in Game 2 to win that game. So AD is the difference maker for this Lakers team. He's the guy he's the one cover that cannot be covered. He's the guy that you got to really pay attention to and watch out for. Anthony Davis is no joke now, and his confidence is through the roof. He just won the NBA title. His walk probably changed. His swagger probably changed, as it should, because the guy just won an NBA title and got the monkey off of his back. So the guy's doing very well for himself, and I'm very happy for him. Now let's look at the additions that the Lakers have made this offseason. Right, they lost some key contributors. They lost Rajon Rondo. They lost Dwight Howard. They lost JaVale McGee. They lost Danny Green. They replaced him with Dennis Schroeder. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Wesley Matthews, Marc Gasol, and Montrezl Harrell. Those three acquisitions that I mentioned before him, three acquisitions I mentioned before, are pretty good. Montrezl Harrell is the only question mark. Not because he's not a good player. Not because he doesn't have a lot of energy. He does those things. He's his size. He's 6'7". Playing defense, right? Playing power forward. And Marc Gasol, so really your interior defense is Anthony Davis, who plays power forward, who's a fantastic defender. Then you have Montrezl Harrell and Marc Gasol. I think they took a step back defensively in the paint. That's one thing we got to pay attention to. And the question is, can these guys replace what they lost? That's the operative question here. Can they replace what they lost? Another question we got to look at with the Lakers and LeBron is, can LeBron get back in playing shape? Right? LeBron spends over $1 million reportedly on his body, but in opening night, he didn't really look like himself, right? Which is understandable. He's an older player, and he didn't play much in preseason. That's all to be understood. But now it's Christmas Day, and LeBron doesn't want to go out there and embarrass himself. So the question is, can LeBron get back in better playing shape? Can he work himself back into shape into the games? The next question is, can Luka Doncic take the next step? Because Luka Doncic is on the rise, and if you look at his productivity up until this point last season, if I look at his numbers here last season, you see the guy's playing so many different leagues. Last season, he averaged 28.8 points per game, 1 steal, 8.8 rebounds, 8.8 assists, 9.4 rebounds, 75% from the free throw line, 31% from the three, which is not very good. But anyway, and 46% from the field. In the playoffs, he averaged 31 points a game, 1.2 steals, 8.7 rebounds, 8.7 assists, 9.8 rebounds, 65% from the free throw line, 36% from the three, and 50% from the field. But he did that in only 6 games. So he had a great series, but only in 6 games, right? So it was a good yes, but we need to see a little bit more. And Kristaps Porzingis, he's the one cover that he's the guy that I think he's the difference maker on that team, really. I don't think it's Luka Doncic. I think it's Kristaps Porzingis, because he's the only player that cannot be guarded. He's a 7-foot monster, man. He can run the floor, hit the 3 block shots. And he's the one guy that you just got to look out for. He averaged 20 points per game, two blocks, 0.7 steals, 1.8 rebounds, assists, 9.5 rebounds, 80% from the free throw line, 35% from the three. In the playoffs, it was even crazier, 23.7 points per game, 1 block, 0.7 assists, 8.7 rebounds, 87% from the free throw line, 52% from the three, and 52% from the field, but he only played 3 games. So I don't know what we can make out of that. Now, so the question is, can these guys take the next step, and will they be healthy? Will Kristaps Porzingis even be healthy and available to play for them? So for me, I'm going to make my prediction, and my prediction is I predict that the Lakers are going to come away with that victory. I don't think the Lakers are going to open up the season 2 games losing 2 games to start the season. I don't think so. I just don't believe so. And I don't think they want to hear all of the media nonsense, because if they do lose the first 2 games, people, is it over for the Lakers? Is their season? All of this, SHI, you know what it is. So for me, I don't think they're going to lose that game, so I'm picking the Lakers to win that game as well. So what I want to know from you guys is, who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to be the Lakers or the Dallas Mavericks? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Catch you guys on the next episode, and Merry Christmas. Peace.